So my name is Lyra Mackay and I'm an evangelist at Zoho in Australia, based on the Gold Coast. And today I'll be joined by Vaishnavi, and she is on the work drive team over in India. So she will be taking over for me, talking a bit about work drive and doing the demo. But I will be covering a little bit about Zoho first, and then a little bit about Zoho Remotely as a whole. So yeah, here we are there. There's me and Vaishnavi. So yeah, like I said, I'll be doing the first 10 or 15 minutes. So before we get into it, just a few housekeeping things. If you have a bad connection, try and refresh your browser, and if you then refresh your browser, switch to Chrome or Firefox or this should say the Meeting Viewer app on your mobile or tablet, because we are using Meeting today. And then I am recording this, so that will be sent to you after the webinar. It could be sometime today or tomorrow, just depends on how quickly it sort of renders after the webinar is finished. And then if you have any questions, post them in the question tab. So this is our agenda for today. I'll be talking a bit about Zoho and then about Zoho Remotely. I'll get Vaishnavi to take over talking about Work Drive. Then we'll go through some resources and you can have your chance to have your questions answered. So I'm going to do a quick poll just to get an idea of what products you're using. So I'm going to start the poll here. That should show up on your screen. So just click one of those options. Okay, so a lot of you are using Zoho One. That's awesome. For those of you who are using Zoho One, we actually have a new Zoho One sort of workshop series starting tomorrow. So I can give you some more information on that at the end when we cover the resources. Okay, and then one of you is using a platform. That's awesome. So firstly, I just want to talk a bit about Zoho. So we've been around for over 22 years. We have over 40 different applications under our belt. We are in 190 different countries, and across those countries, we have 50 million users, or over 50 million users worldwide. And we have over 8,000 employees working together, doing everything, to run the business of Zoho. And we like to think of Zoho as a really connected ecosystem. And those of you who are Zoho One users would know all about that. So just before I start talking about Zoho Remotely, I just want to let you know that our promise to you is that we don't own your data. You do. We'll never sell your data, and we'll never do any ads inside the products. So if you're wondering about the capabilities of, using Zoho Remotely as free products, or just even our products paid in general, we just wanted to let you know that, these three things are our promise to you. So this is how we like to set out our our products, our applications. So you can see at the bottom we have all of the apps. Like I said, there's over 40 different applications to run your business. And then they are sort of bundled up into different platforms. You can see we have a customer experience platform, finance, HR, collaboration, commerce. We also have a work drive platform, workplace platform. And that is where Zoho Remotely will fit in. And then you can see Zoho One at the top, and that is just basically the operating system for business. And that's meant to sort of help you in the transition to using one single platform to run your business. So these are the 10 applications included in Zoho Remotely, and they can be broken down into 4 different categories. So we have communication, collaboration, productivity, and remote assistance. And within those categories, we have Click, Meeting, and Showtime under communication, Work Drive, Projects and Sprints under Collaboration, Writer, Sheet and Show under Productivity, and Assist under Remote Assistance. And today we're going to be talking about Work Drive. So Work Drive is our secure shared document storage and collaboration tool. And now I will be handing over to Vaishnavi to take us through Work Drive and its features, show us a little demo as well. So just hold tight while we transfer over to Vaishnavi.
Thank you, Lyra. I'm going to quickly share my screen. I hope you're all able to view my screen. So hello, everyone. Hope you're all safe and sound. Like Lyra mentioned, today I'll be talking to you about WorkDrive, Zoho's file sync, storage, and content collaboration platform for modern teams to work together. Well, a lot of us are working remotely now, and we need to ensure that our teams have a shared space to work together, and every member has access to information at the right time. And this is exactly what WorkDrive enables you to do. So now let me show you how WorkDrive caters to remote teams. So we offer something called as the team folders. So team folders is like a shared space that you create for a particular project or a department and add all your members to it. And any file that you add within the team folder will then be available to every member within the team folder without you having to explicitly share it with each of them. And we spoke about how every employee must have access to information, but we have to also ensure that the right information is available to the right member. With WorkDrive's granular level, so you can set access rights not just at a team folder level, but also at a subfolder and a file level. And thirdly, WorkDrive comes with a Zoho Office Suite, which is Zoho Writer, Sheet, and Show, Zoho's very own presentation tool, word processors, and spreadsheet tool. So, which means your team can work on documents right within WorkDrive. They need not have to open a different application. They can simply use the Zoho editors to create documents, presentations, and spreadsheet, work on them in real time, review changes, discuss right within documents, and more. So I'm going to quickly jump into the demo because I'm super excited to show you guys the product. So what you see here is a WorkDrive UI. And on the left here are the list of team folders. So like I mentioned, team folders are shared space that you create for a particular department. You can create it for a particular project as well. And you add all the relevant members and they'll have access. WorkDrive offers two types of team folders. First is the public and then is the private. So public team folders are where anyone in your organization can simply search for the team folder, join, and access all the files within it. So you simply click here on the team folders, and then you'll be able to view all the public team folders that is available for you. And you can skim through them, or you can look for a particular team folder and then join. So now you have access to all the files within it. So any employee who joins the team folder, a public team folder, will by default have the viewer permission, so they can only view documents. Now the second type of team folder that WorkDrive offers is the private team folder. So for a private team folder, you need to invite members to it. Only then they'll have access to the documents. So the little logs that you see here on the left next to the team folder names denote that they're private team folders. I'm going to pick here for the demo. So like I mentioned, only the invited members will have access to all the files that are available here. And from here, you can create new files. You can create your writer, sheet, and show file right from here. Or you can upload files from your desktop or pick files from other cloud services as well, including your Google Drive, Dropbox, or Box account. So when you create a writer, sheet, or show file, they are by default in the draft mode. So we have a presentation here, a show file created, and they've they by default fall in the draft mode. So what it does is it gives you time for you to work on your ideas. So when it's in the draft mode, other members in the team folder will not be able to view this file. Once you're done refining your ideas and you think it's good to go, it's good to share with the team, then you can click the file. You can mark it as complete, mark it as ready, and they're then immediately available to every member within the team folder without you having to share it with each and every one. So I spoke about how you can set permissions at a team folder level, subfolder level, and a file level. So let me start off with showing at a team folder level. We'll see how, along with that, we'll see how you can manage your team folder settings as well. So these are the basic default details about the team folder. You can see when it was created and how much space it occupies. And from here, you can add members to the team folder. So like I mentioned earlier, this is a private team folder, which means you need to invite members for them to access the files within this team folder. So you simply add, you enter the email ID, and you pick a permission for them. So at a team folder level, WorkDrive offers 4 permission roles, which is admin, organizer, editor, and a viewer. Admin will have complete control over the team folder. An organizer can move files around, create new files, and manage members. Editor can simply create or edit documents, whereas a viewer can only view files. You can always change the permission at any point of time, and you can delete a member or add a new member. Moving on to the settings tab. So this is mainly managed by the admin of the team folder. From here, you can always decide whether you want to change it to a public team folder or keep it as a private team folder. And by enabling this allow file uploads via email, you are enabling that anyone who sends an email, anyone who sends a file to this email, that file email attachment will automatically be uploaded to this particular team folder. You can also decide where it can be uploaded to, and you can generate new links. So from here, you can enable, when you enable this option, allow email uploads only from editors, organizers, and admins. Only people who are part of this team folder will be able to upload files to this team folder. And when you disable this, anyone with this email ID will be able to upload files to this team folder. Now, coming to the allow files and folders to be shared outside the team. So a lot of us work with external collaborators, people who work outside your organization. That can be vendors, customers, or prospects. So you need to be able to share files outside your team folder as well. So for that case, you can enable this or you can disable this as well. And you can decide whether you want your viewers to be able to download or sync those files onto their desktop. If not, you can disable this option. And when you want all the files that you upload to be converted to the respective Zoho formats, which is the writer, sheet, and show, then you can enable this. So every time you upload a document or a presentation, they're automatically converted to the WorkDrive formats. And as an admin, you can always decide to delete a team folder. Moving on to the trash. So every time a file or a folder is deleted, it comes and falls in here. So from here, you can either restore a file or delete it forever again. So an interesting part about trash is that WorkDrive offers trash at 2 different levels. So one is here at the team folder level. So when you delete a file or a folder from here, it then goes and sits in the organization's, the team's trash folder. From where you can always retrieve it or again delete it forever. So this way your files don't simply disappear out of your system. You have complete control over each and every file. Moving on to the activities tab. So this will give you a complete list of all the activities that's happened within the team folder. You can also filter them based on a particular activity, be it trashed or rename or moved. And you can see when this was done. So this comes in handy if you have some kind of a compliance process that's going on in your organization, then you can always look at this. And then you can also manage all your external share links from here. So I'll be talking about this in detail in some time. Now, this is all about managing your team folder, adding members to your team folder. So you can do the same thing to a file as well. So I'm going to pick this file here and go to properties. So similar to how you have general information at a team folder level, you have something at a file level as well. You can see how much space it occupies, the permalink, so you can simply copy this and share it to people. And another interesting part about WorkDrive is its versions. So WorkDrive lets you manage unlimited versions, so you can upload new versions here. So this way you need not create multiple copies of the same document. You can simply manage multiple versions. And if you think you prefer the previous version, then you can always make that as the top version, or you can delete it, you can save new. And let's assume you are working on a particular version right now, and you don't want any of the other team members to change it, or you don't want them to see what you're working on till you finish it. So at that time, you can check out of this file. So when you check out of this file, only the team members can see what is currently there. They will not be able to see your changes. Only when you check in the file, they'll be able to view changes and edit them. And similar to the team, the activity level that we saw at the team folder level, you can view at a file level as well. And you can also see access stats for your file. And then, so this is all about working within your team folder. Now, let's say you want to work with someone outside your team, probably someone from a different team. So let's say you want to work with someone from the legal team. You need not invite them to the team folder. You can simply share a particular file with them from here. So you click share, you enter the email address, you give a particular permission. So at a file level, you can either give them a share permission. Share permission is more like making them as a co-owner. And then, or you can give them an edit permission where they can only edit files, or you can give them the view and comment or the view only permission, and then you share it with them. Now, let's say you want to work with someone outside your organization. So for that, you can create external share links. So WorkDrive lets you create multiple external share links for the same document. So you can simply add a reference name to it. Let's say you're sharing it with a prospect, then you can give their name so that you know you're sharing it with them. You can decide an access level. So in case you're sharing a writer sheet or a show file, you can set edit permissions as well, so that the external collaborators can work on the files without having to create a WorkDrive account. And if you're sharing a folder, then you can set the access permissions to upload as well. And here you can set a password. You can ensure the link is all the more secure. You can set an expiration link to it, date to it, post which they will not be able to, access the link. You can decide whether you want them to download the file or not. And you can also request for user data from here. So you can ask a name, their email ID or phone number before they're accessing the link, so that you know who is accessing the file. I'm going to quickly show you how the access stats look like. So this is access stats for everybody who's viewed the file within your team folder. And this is for the external share link. So here you can see who has accessed the file, how many times they've viewed it. You can see whether they've downloaded the file or not. So since we're all working from remote, you have a lot of people working from different locations, different time zones, and you see a lot of changes happening to your team folder, to your files. So with WorkDrive, you need not miss out on any of those changes. You have two notifications. One is at a team folder level, which is here, the 100 notification. So every time someone makes changes to any of the files, all that will be available for you here. And the second type of notification is the global notification that is available on the top right corner. So every time when someone adds you to a team folder, when they invite you to a private team folder, when there's a new public team folder created, or when someone mentions you within the team, within a file, then all of that is available here. So we've intentionally divided the notifications into two, so that you're not swamped with all the notifications in one place and you don't miss out on important updates. So this is all about working within a team folder. Now let me show you the personal space. So we also offer a My Folder space from where you can work on your personal goals. You can similarly create a writer sheet and show files. You can upload files. You can import files from the cloud. And from here, you can also share files to people. You can create external share links. It's similar to what is there in the team folder. And let's say you want to move a particular file from your My Folder to a team folder, then you can do that as well. So you can simply select the file and say move to, and from here you can pick a team folder, but you have to ensure that you have an organizer role to it for you to move that file to the team folder. And then on the left, you also have the shared with me option. So as and when someone shares a file with you, that will be available here. And you have the favorites option from where, so let's say you update a document on a daily basis, or you constantly look at files like for marketers, probably a comparative analysis that they constantly keep looking at it. So you can set those files as favorites so that you can quickly access them. And from the recent file tabs, you can see all the recent files that you've accessed. And the all unread option offers all the unread notifications at different team folders. So instead of going into every team folder, you can just simply view them from here. So another interesting feature about WorkChat is its advanced search. You can either search a file by its name, or there are times when we're not sure what the file name is. It's probably not intuitively named, or you really don't remember what the file was, but you remember what the content was. So you can simply use a keyword that is within the file. Probably you worked on files that was about remote work, and you can so what WorkChat does is it goes through the content of files and then brings documents which has the remote work keyword within the content as well. Not just files, WorkChat also looks within images, PDF files as well, because it offers OCR search, which means it goes through images, PDFs for any files. And WorkDrive also supports object detection. So let's say I'm going to look for, so you can look for a particular object within an image, and WorkDrive brings that as well. Currently, we support around 50 odd images. We're working on adding we're working on adding more objects to it, which will be out soon. So this is all about the front end of WorkDrive. This is about managing your files, sharing, and all that. Now let me show you the back end of your account, which is the admin console. So from here, you can just click admin console, and you will be led to this dashboard. So this is a comprehensive dashboard. From here, you can see how many active licenses you have, your pending invites, and the remaining licenses. You can see storage details. You can see storage details based on team folders or by individual members. And you can also view file activities based on upload, create, edit, and so on. And from the members tab is where you can invite members to your team. And from here, you can also change a role. So at a team level, WorkDrive offers two roles. One is the team admin, another is a team member. A team admin is someone who can manage all of these, the admin console part. Whereas a team member will not have access to the admin console. They can only manage team folders. And from here, you can also delete or suspend a member. So there are times when we have employees who leave the organization at a very short notice, and you don't have a replacement for it, and you're not sure what happens to their files. So with WorkDrive, you need not worry about that. You can simply suspend the user. So what happens is there is a license that is freed up, and the storage, whatever files that they had created will still be available. I'm talking about the My Folder files as well. So once you find a replacement, then you can simply delete the member. You can enter an alternate member, to which you want to transfer all the files. So let's say I want to transfer it to a particular member, and then you delete it. So all their files from their My Folder space will also be transferred to this user, and you can further decide whether you want to keep those files or delete them, or pick whichever file is relevant and then delete the rest. So this way, you don't lose any files and you have complete control of every file that is uploaded or created within the WorkDrive account. And from here, you can manage all the team folders. And this is activity at a team level. So you can generate multiple activity reports. So this comes super handy for legal purposes. You can also filter them based on a particular team folder. You can filter them based on a particular member or for a period of time. So let's say 30 days, and you generate a report. You get a complete audit trail of everything that's happened within this team. And we've recently introduced data templates. This is available only for the business edition. So you can create custom fields. I'm going to quickly open something and show you. So you can create custom fields like these. You can these will be associated to files, and based on which you can look search those files. So I've created a training material data template here. I'm going to show you how it works quickly. So I'm going back to the team folder. I have already associated this particular folder. So you can click this information symbol here, and you can associate a particular folder to multiple data templates. I've already associated them here. So when you associate it, I'm just going to say employee enrollment and associate, all the fields with respect to it will pop out. And how it is useful is when you search for the file, you can simply search by data templates. You can decide which data template you want. So let's say I'm looking for all the training materials, then that will appear here. You can further add a criteria based on the questions that is there within. So if it's for a particular department, equal to sales, and then that particular file. So this kind of helps in searching your file and adding structure to your file so that you can look for documents faster. And moving on to the settings tab. So from here is where you can manage all your basic settings for the team. You can add a profile name here. So there's by default only one super admin for the WorkDrive account. So the roles of the super admin is similar to that of a team admin, only that the super admin will receive all information regarding to upgrade the account and all such emails, but they're similar to the team admin only. And under branding, you can add a logo to your account. And so we looked at two things at a team folder level. One is that every time a file is uploaded, you can automatically convert them to the WorkDrive format. So you can either enable or disable that at a team folder level, or you can do it at a team level as well. So when you do it at a team level and when you disable this option, this precedes the team folder settings. So, and when you enable this, then you let the team folder admins decide whether they want to convert the files to, the WorkDrive format or not. And from here, you can decide whether you want everybody in the team to create public team folders, because at times it creates unwanted team folders and you end up using a lot of your space. And another interesting part is you can decide you want the same domain people join your team. So the whole idea is to break silos in your organization. So when you have different teams using WorkDrive and they create multiple teams, it ends up creating multiple silos. So instead, you can enable this option so that when another team is going to use WorkDrive, they will be able to view your team and be able to join your team. So this way you break those silos in your organization. You bring every department under a single roof and they can easily work together and communicate. And similar to how we enable and disable external share link at a team folder level, you can do that at a team level as well. Again, this setting will precede the team folder setting. And security. something very important for WorkDrive. We are integrated with Zoho Directory, which means you can set password policies. You can enable two-factor authentication, which means every time an employee logs into the WorkDrive account, they need to authenticate it through their mobile as well, probably through a push notification or a touch ID or an OTP. You can also decide to restrict user access from certain IP addresses. With people working from all around the globe, when you think accessing the WorkDrive account from certain regions is not safe, then you can restrict that as well. And coming to migration, so currently we have the migration tool ready for Zoho Docs, Dropbox, and Google Drive. So you can move all your files from these respective tools to WorkDrive. You can simply raise a request here or write to our support team. Now I'm going to quickly get back to the presentation because I'm coming to the demo. I'll talk about security. So apart from the Zoho directory security settings, WorkDrive is also GDPR compliant, and all the files are encrypted both at transit and at rest. So you need not worry about file security, and we also comply to industry standards. Now I'm going to quickly take you through certain WorkDrive apps. So apart from the desktop sync app that we offer, where you can sync all your files offline, we are working on something called as the True Sync. So with True Sync, you can sync all your files, no matter how large they are or how much space they occupy, without eating up all your storage on your desktop. So let's assume you have about 250 GB of space on your hard disk, and you have 1 TB of files on WorkDrive. You will still be able to view all of those 1 TB files on your desktop without them being occupying any space. So only when you open a file, it gets downloaded onto your system, you can work on them, and then you can always desync them. So this way, you will be able to view all your files and still not be using your storage. So that's what the TrueSync offers. Currently, we have the TrueSync for Windows out. You can download that from our community. We're working on one for the Mac users as well, which will be out pretty soon. We also offer add-ons so that you can use WorkDrive from within multiple applications. For starters, it's Zoho Mail. So in case you're a Zoho Mail user and you also use WorkDrive, then you can simply pick files from WorkDrive, attach it to your emails, or you can save your incoming email attachments to WorkDrive as well. We have a similar add-on for the Gmail users, where you can save your incoming email attachments to WorkDrive, or you can pick files from WorkDrive. So the convenience that both of these applications offer is that when you want to create an external share link, or let's say you want to share a file to a prospect or to a client, you need not go to WorkDrive, create an external share link. Instead, you can do it right from your Gmail or your Zoho Mail interface. So that is the convenience that these add-ons offer. And let's say you're comfortable using your Microsoft editors, which is the Word, PowerPoint, and Excel, then you can still use your editors and save them to WorkDrive. So we have an add-on for that as well. So you simply work on your editors and just say save to WorkDrive, and they'll be available on WorkDrive. Similarly, you can open files from WorkDrive. So let me now tell you how WorkDrive fits into the Zoho ecosystem. So eventually we will be integrating WorkDrive with every Zoho application out there, and any file that you create within any application, be it CRM, projects, people, connect, mail, anything, that will be saved in WorkDrive. So WorkDrive becomes your central repository for your organization. All your files will be available within WorkDrive, be it's saved from different applications. We also offer mobile apps for both iOS and Android. So you can create team folders, you can add members, invite members, create external share links, all of that right from your mobile apps. So with this, I come to the end of the WorkDrive presentation. So if you want to know more about WorkDrive, you can visit the website, or you can follow us on Twitter as well, because we constantly keep updating our Twitter with the latest updates and news. And for all the Zoho One users out there, WorkDrive is part of your Zoho One bundle, and the business edition is available in the Zoho One bundle. So thank you. I'm going to quickly transfer the session to Lira.
Okay, everyone. So if anyone wants to start just sending your questions in, that would be great. See one here from Katie. Where do you get the Microsoft add-on? So I have a link here. I'll just post it to everyone so they all get that information. And then if you want to start sending your questions in, I'll just go over some of those resources I was talking about before. So if you are wanting more information on Remotely, I know a lot of you are Zoho One users, but there's a link there. And then we also have a knowledge base for Remotely as well as Zoho One. And then for those Zoho One online workshops, which are that's the first time we've done something like that. Usually we would hold a face-to-face, community event, or a Zoho One event, or a Zoholics, which is our annual user event, but we can't do that currently. So we're having these online workshops. The first one is actually tomorrow. So head to that link there. And then if you want any more webinars, we are having an advanced series. This was the first one of the advanced series, but we're having 4 more. So they'll be on different applications. So Assist, Showtime, Meeting, and then Projects and Sprints. So you can register for those if you haven't already at that link at the bottom there. And then for those of you who have been with Zoho for over a year as paying customers, and you are a small business with 25 employees or less, you can apply for our small business emergency subscription assistance program, and we will give you up to, I think, 3 months of wallet credits for your subscription. So definitely apply for that if you have been, hit hard during this time. We're just here to help you through that. So yeah, I'll see if there's any more questions. So I'll just take you back here. Feel free to email me, lyra.m@zohocorp.com, if you have anything you think would be really specific and you want to email me later on. But yeah, I'll just... Okay, there's a question here from Colin. Do you have a starters index for setting up? Maybe Vaishnavi would be able to answer that question.
Yeah, sure. If I may understand, are you looking for like a starter guide or something for setting up WorkDrive? If so, I can drop in a link there. So
Yes, a starter guide.
Okay, perfect. So I'm going to drop a link here. This gives you a starter guide. It has a starter guide for both team admins and team members. So in case you're an admin who's trying to set up the WorkDrive account, then you have that as well. And we also offer a couple of videos. I'm going to quickly drop the link for that as well. So if you help page, you'll find videos. You can head to our community where we constantly keep updating about the latest WorkDrive features and how you can work on them. In fact, we also do a couple of tips and tricks series on a weekly basis so that you get to use WorkDrive at its best.
Awesome, thank you. Does anyone else have any questions? Okay, it looks like that
Mm.
is all the questions. I hope you all really enjoyed this session. Like I said at the beginning, we will be sending you a recording so you can watch it again if you want to go through some of the demo that Vaishnavi showed us earlier. And thank you so much, Vaishnavi, for joining us and talking to us about how to use WorkDrive to its full potential.
Thank you, Lyra. Thank you for the opportunity.
Awesome. Okay, well, we're going to head off now. Awesome. Thank you, Alex. Okay, great. Hopefully I'll see you at some of the other advanced sessions in the coming weeks. And I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Okay, bye now.